In the Rebbe's capital, we read about Lule Hashem Shehayalonu, Yom Al Yisrael, Hashem saves us. When we read about Shir Lamalo, it says Sayinai Leharim. We went through the horrors of October 7th, and now we're finally coming to the Gula. And people openly in the world are speaking about the Beis HaMikdash, Binyan Beis HaMikdash. The same general of the army, before he was a general, the first presidency of Trump, said there will come a time that we're going to help to build the temple back. And now he is the one that's running the American army. And what Tehillim did we start reading yesterday? Shir HaMa'alot B'shuv Hashem Es Shivas Tzion Einainu Kechol. When Hashem will come back and return to Tzion, we'll realize we were in a dream. This whole Galus was a big dream. One second, let me pull it out because it's very emotional, it's very difficult to just say it. We say it before Birkas HaMazon. Az Yimal Yitzchak Pinu, we're going to finally open our mouth in laughter. And our tongues will sing to Hashem. Now to the nations will say, how Hashem, look what Hashem has done for the Jewish people. We're the only 0.2% of the world population. And we're managing the worst, most difficult world crisis. And then Shuva Hashem es Shivishenu. Hashem is going to bring this back. Those who sow in tears will be able to harvest in joy. And then, what's the next Tehillim? It's about the Binyan Beis HaMikdash. The next Tehillim that follows this Tehillim is Shir HaMa'alot L'Shlomo. Im Hashem lo yivnei bayis. Hashem is the one that's going to build the Beis HaMikdash. So I wanted to start with the Rebbe's capital. I know you cannot sing. So, Shir HaMa'alot B'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Tzion Einainu Kechol Yamim. Az Yimale Secho Kepinu Ulshonenu Rina. Az Yomeru Vagoyim Higdil Adonai Lasot Melech. Higdil Adonai Lasot Imanu Ainu Samechim. Shuva Adonai es Shevitenu Kafikim Ba'negev Hazorim Bedimah Merina Iktoru Aloch Yelech Uvacho Noseh Meshech Hazara Hashem, we should see this Tehillim realize itself completely to be part of the army of Hashem, as I saw somebody posted, with Shabbos to the army of Hashem, those who are responsible for the war in Iran, the army that Tzivos Hashem. In this time, was asked to speak about relationships. The Rebbe explains in a Maimer, Tafshin Tes Zayin, HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem Rosh Chodashim. He says it's very interesting that when we speak about this mitzvah of Kiddush HaLevana, to establish the new month, it's specifically said to two individuals, to Moshe and to Aaron. Why is it like this? And the Rebbe goes on to explain, because really the essence of this mitzvah, the first mitzvah that we got, is the core and essence of every mitzvah of the Torah. What is it? The relationship between the sun and the moon, between husband and wife. And that's why the Rebbe brings a Megala Amukos that says, HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, this month is for you, Rosh Chodashim, the head of all months. Lachem, Rosh Chodashim, spells out, the first letter spelled out Rachel, Rachel Imenu. And what do we say when we say Birkas Levana? We say, blessed are you, Hashem, who shaped, who formed, who created, who acquires the moon, which formed the word Yotzrech, Oisech, Voirech, Koinech, which is Yaakov. So it's the union of Yaakov and Rachel that's represented. So really all of the mitzvahs is about that relationship between Kudsha Berichu Hashem and the Shekhinah, between the sun and the moon. This year, I made a very bold move. I took upon myself to start giving a live class, animated with AI, on the Rambam, one chapter a day. Because there's a lot of concepts we learn, words are, okay, you say the words, but it's another thing to understand it and to actually illustrate it. So the first difficulty came when we had to start explaining the spheres around the world. How the Rambam explains that there are 7 spheres that turn from west to east around the world, and each one has a planet. The first planet, the lowest and the closest one to Earth, is the moon. And then you go on, and the 4th sphere is going to be the sun. And then you go all the way to the 7th sphere, is Saturn. And then you go to the 8th sphere, you have all the stars. And then the Rambam says there is a 9th sphere which turns from east to west, the whole system. Something extraordinary. Why does the Rambam go into this extent? To explain all of this astronomy, right? In order to give us a taste of the greatness of Hashem. So I was fascinated and asking myself a question I don't understand. There's 7